Three words that come to mind when I think of Appalachia are poverty, redneck, and ignorance, which is really unfair because I know personally a lot of people that have worked really hard to try and get rid of that stigma that's placed on Appalachian people, but it's still out there.
Rednecks, meth, and flannels.
Hillbilly.
Poverty.
Mountain.
Farms? Yes. Caves.
That was a good one. I'd say caves too.
You can't have her answer.
I can't?
No.
Okay, let me think of one. Gray.
You're so artsy.
Mountains, West Virginia, and coal.
I think of uneducated, poverty-stricken, and homeless.
Mountains.
Athens.
Yes, Athens, Ohio, definitely one of them.
And then pilgrim dresses. Pilgrim long length dresses.
Yes, I'd say that would be good. That's a good three.
When you say Appalachia, alright, the first three words that come to mind when you say Appalachia are local, and then, well, poverty, but that, you know, kind of comes with par with the course, and, gosh, yeah, let's go with Chancy Chauncey, because they're the same thing, and it's kind of a big deal around here.
What does that mean?
Chancy versus Chauncey, it's a local thing. There's a town right next to Athens called Chancy. It's technically a village. And everyone here calls it Chancy. It's spelled C-H-A-U-N-C-Y. And so on paper it looks like Chauncey. But all of the locals from Appalachia, not Appalachia, Appalachia, decided to pronounce it Chancy so that they would understand when someone wasn't from around here. They'd be able to pick out people, which I thought was kind of ridiculous when I moved here. I was calling it Chauncey and everyone's like, dog, don't do that.
Personally, I don't identify myself as Appalachian, but I've grown up in Athens, which is kind of like a little cell in the middle of Appalachia where, you know, with the university, things are a lot different. There's a lot that you don't necessarily see, you know, the poverty and things like that that you would see in other areas of Appalachia. I mean, drive 10 minutes out of Athens and you can see that. But a lot of people in my family would very easily identify themselves with Appalachia. I come from a family of farmers, so it's true.
I do not identify as Appalachian.
I don't either. I guess I know some like Athens townies, so
Me too.
I suppose that's considered Appalachian.
I'm not Appalachian. The townies are Appalachian.
I know an older lady that she was born poor down here in Athens actually, and has made out very well and is actually a very wealthy woman right now.
I do not.
I definitely don't.
I know someone that's from Athens that looks like Appalachia.
As Appalachian, yeah, I'd say that.
A lot of people around Athens kind of look down on OU. They see it as a bunch of spoiled professors' kids that go here and a bunch of kids that just want to come here and party, and they think it gives a bad image to Athens. I know a lot of my friends came here because this is close to home. We didn't really want to leave. It's cheaper for us to go here than anywhere else. But it's a great school and it's unfortunate, but you know, we kind of have that negative party school image, so that's what happens.
They probably hate OU in general. I mean, it probably brings in all their money, but they probably hate just all the party kids and shit.
I think that they get really irritated with them sometimes, like we're invading on a community that we know nothing about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's kind of true. Like a lot of, especially like upperclassmen come in and like think that they like own the town just because they've been here for 4 years, and a lot of townies are like, well, I've been here my whole life. So I think that's probably hard for them to deal with.
They love us. They just, we're their entertainment for the weekend. Like, they could bring their kids on Court Street at like 2 in the morning, and they would just get one hell of a show. Like, yeah.
I think they like us to an extent. We can get a little crazy, so I think that's where they don't like us. But then again, we're a part of the town just like they are.
Judging by the newspaper articles, they think that we are a nuisance.
Oh gosh, this one's a fun one. It depends on the Athens resident, and it also depends on the age of the Athens resident. A lot of the OU professors who live around here are like, well, I don't know, in particular my parents are always like, oh look, the children are back whenever winter break ends, or they're here. We have, you know, in-car games. Which one are you going to run over? Because, you know, which one is wearing the most expensive clothing, the most provocative clothing, which one is obviously taking a walk of shame. It's a standing joke in the town. There's so many of us. The town more than doubles in size when we're here. So we're a bit ridiculous, but at the same time, you know, we're what keeps the town going. So it's a begrudging, you know, symbiotic relationship, I guess.